This video is a little bit about perennial care, some front bed maintenance. I'm working in the front of my front porch right now. This bed is a little bit more on the formal side because it's kind of the front. It gives you that first impression of the house. So obviously it has a bit more formality. And I like, obviously, the boxwood here. These are the only two original ones. They've been here like 20, 30 years. And then I have added in other ones. So eventually these will all match and stagger. They have obviously hydrangea behind them. So what I am doing is these small stockies or lamb's ear that I have in front. These are called Helen von Stein in the sense that they don't bloom. That's why I care about getting Helen von Stein. I don't want lamb's ear that bloom. That's not really what I'm going for. I just like that silvery, soft texture. So after they've grown for, I'm gonna say, 5+ years, they start to look a little ragged. They start to get a little, like they crowd themselves out and kind of suffocate each other and kind of mat each other down. So what I'm doing is digging them up, resetting them, replanting them to revive them and help them grow new again. It's a thing you can do with a lot of perennials. You can do this with a lot of your perennial bed when you're ready to split it, whether it's daylilies, other kinds of stockies, almost any perennial can be split pretty easily. So to start, I just take a clump where I'm ready and I just dig it up. These kind of have a shallow root system that kind of snakes out. And you can see as I pull this one up, it kind of has all this matted, dead plant around it and some of these dead roots where they weren't doing well. I'm actually just pulling that. I'll put obviously anything I throw out in my compost pile, anything green, compost pile. Weeds I try not to put in my compost pile because if they have seeds on them, guess where those seeds are going? In your compost. So I will pull out these clumps, and then as I'm doing that, I'm now going to kind of rip them apart, which sounds, you've seen me do this with houseplants, you've seen me do this with other things, and the reason I am doing this is because this kind of helps them shoot out new roots. I'm sorry, I haven't even, guys, this is Kip. Kip likes to play with his toys, and if I don't do it, he gets kind of mad. So let's let Kip be Kip. I am just going down and literally not worrying about how it looks, pulling it apart so I get smaller plants, and then I can go back in and reset these plants so they start growing new again and are kind of fresh and revived. You can tell this bed is due for maintenance. I have a lot of grass clippings on it from when I mow because I've never had time this year to work on it or put mulch down. That will be another video. I will add mulch and we're gonna talk about that because mulch needs to be talked about. So I'm gonna keep resetting some of these, planting them anew, and you can then see that I have small plants all up and down here. So let me plant a few more, and I'm gonna show you what I did and what needs to be done after. So I pulled out this whole pile, kind of tore it apart and made all these different pieces. And that's what I'm replanting all along this front bed. And I know it's hard for you to understand at the moment, but what these are gonna do is kind of, I'm creating new plants, like I'm planting something for the first time. So this is gonna help them flesh back out, new growth, be in bigger, larger clumps. I use these almost as a ground cover up here in this front bed. I liked them to just kind of fill in. And when they get too full like they had, they can really start crowding each other out, kind of killing themselves out. So not that like every perennial is a ground cover, obviously, but that's why you can take this concept and if a friend has a huge clump of something, hosta, another easy one you can do this with, this is how you can just dig up the whole root ball and start separating it. The best time to do this is in early spring or when you're getting into fall and plants are starting to go dormant. I also like to do it close to fall because soon the plants are gonna go dormant and look dead, so it doesn't matter if they look a little bit more ragged for the rest of the year. When I get done watering these, or I should say when I get done planting all of them, obviously the important part now is to water them. And since you were digging up the roots, digging up any system they had for getting water, you need to treat them like a new planting. So you're gonna have to water these like you would a plant you just planted, because their roots now have been completely dismantled and need to be treated like that. I'm watering these all and I'm giving them a really good drink. And then I'm gonna have to check them at least 2 times a week because that root system is brand new pretty much and they're gonna need watered accordingly. But thankfully, the reason you like to also do this in the fall, as it gets cooler, they need less water. And I will keep them watered until they wanna go dormant in late fall, like November, because things, as long as they are still active and warm enough to be growing, they are soaking up that water. Now, keep staying tuned because mulching will explain how to help with that water issue too. This is just a little bit of some garden maintenance I'm doing, some splitting of perennials, and I just thought it'd be a good thing to kind of update you on and show you how you can kind of revive some things sometimes. Like I said, these are gonna kind of be a ground cover and I like them to fill in. I'll keep you posted as they grow. Probably won't be till next year. If you like this video, just share it around, help people know that gardening can be really easy and done on any scale. That's the point of these and why I love to bring them to you. So I'm gonna keep watering. I have a whole bunch more to do and then I'm getting to mulching. So